It seemed like a simple idea. President Obama was going to kick off the school year next week by speaking directly to America's classrooms, a kind of pep talk to encourage kids to do their best. But the idea ran into a storm of protest. School districts across the country are fielding calls from angry parents. Some fear their kids will be forced to hear a partisan message. Others are threatening to keep their children home. Jake Tapper is at the White House tonight. Jake?
Good evening, George. Well, that's right. White House officials seem to have been caught completely flat-footed about this. What they say was supposed to be a pretty straightforward speech by the president to the nation's students is now causing great controversy in some parts of the country, perhaps further evidence of how divided this country remains. In the Douglas County School District in central Colorado, the phones have been ringing off the hook.
We've probably had about 40 to 50 calls today and probably about 10 or 12 emails today from parents.
On conservative talk radio, the outrage is tangible.
At the very least, he's stretching, if not violating, the powers of the executive branch, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights.
Some school districts in Texas, Illinois, Virginia, and Wisconsin are even refusing to show the president's address. Why? What seems to be drawing the most ire are these optional preparatory materials from the Department of Education asking students to, quote, write letters to themselves about what they can do to help the president. That has now been changed for students to, quote, write letters to themselves about how they can achieve their short-term and long-term education goals. What does this mean? Students should write letters to themselves about what they can do to help the president.
Jake, the goal of this speech is to encourage students to set goals for themselves. We have a 30% dropout rate in this country. We want that reduced. That was an inartfully worded statement. We changed it. The whole lesson plan speaks to students setting goals and increasing their educational achievement.
There is some historical precedent for presidents speaking to students in nationally televised addresses. President George H.W. Bush did so in 1991. Ronald Reagan even talked politics with students in 1988. Nonetheless, charges from Republican officials that President Obama is seeking to indoctrinate students, unsupported by any real evidence, have been flying. White House officials call those charges baseless.
We need to be rising above this. When a president goes out and talks to students about the value of education, this shouldn't become a tool for the right wing.
The White House says it will release a text of the speech on Monday in preparation for the speech on Tuesday so that parents and educators can see that it is a benign speech about staying in school and personal responsibility.